Thank you everyone for being here. My name is Assistant Chief Chris Dennison. I'm currently the Bureau Chief over Investigations. On December 7th, the Tucson Police Department was contacted regarding an attempted abduction in the area of 8th Street and North Mountain Avenue. As the victim was walking, she noticed a vehicle following her. At some point, a male suspect parked the vehicle, got out, and grabbed her from behind. The victim, while being physically restrained, dropped to the ground and started screaming. The suspect released the victim and ran to his vehicle. Before driving away, patrol officers responded and canvassed the area. Adult sexual assault detectives responded and continued the investigation. The following day, the Tucson Police Department was contacted by a second victim who reported that on December 6th, she had been followed by a vehicle occupied by a male matching the description of the incident on the 7th. She was able to safely leave the area and provided detectives with further information regarding the suspect and vehicle descriptions. On December 11th, the University of Arizona Police Department received a phone call from a victim reporting that she had been groped in the area of East 7th Street and North Vine Avenue. The suspect description and circumstances were similar to the incidents on December 6th and December 7th. Since the first reported crime on December 7th, the Tucson Police Department has been coordinating with the University of Arizona Police Department and the UA Department of Public Safety to provide updated suspect notification and ensure timely, to provide updated suspect information and ensure timely notification of incidents as well as availability of needed resources. The Tucson Police Department has dedicated patrol, investigative, and forensic personnel who are working tirelessly to identify and arrest the suspect or suspects involved in these incidents. We are actively pursuing both investigative and forensic leads and have received support from the Oro Valley Police Department, the FBI, and the U.S. Marshals Service, in addition to the tremendous teamwork already provided by the University of Arizona Police Department. Even with the support of the various local and federal partners, we are also seeking the public's help. We ask the community members who live and work in the area around the U of A to remain vigilant and report suspicious activity by immediately calling 911. Detectives and officers continue to canvass the areas where these incidents occurred. One of the ways to assist our investigators is through the open camera registry program that allows anyone with a surveillance camera to voluntarily register their cameras with the police department. Registering your camera does not require you to share video with the police, nor does it provide us access to your camera system. It simply makes investigators aware that it exists, which expedites neighborhood canvassing. If a crime occurs in your neighborhood, investigators may reach out to you to see if your camera captured evidence that can help the investigation. Our Public Information Office will provide a link to anyone who is interested in registering their camera system at the end of this press conference. The suspect and vehicle description we have at this time is a possible Hispanic male with dark complexion, 5'10" to 6 foot tall, medium to heavy set build with close buzz cut hair. The vehicle is described as a 4-door dark blue passenger car, possible early 2000s Toyota Camry or Corolla, with a dented front bumper, tinted windows, and an Arizona plate which may be faded or flaking. Again, we ask community members to be vigilant and report any suspicious activity to 911 immediately. Anyone with information about these crimes can call 911 or 88 Crime. I now invite University of Arizona Chief of Police Chris Olson to say a few words.
Thank you, Chief Dennison. As Chief said, my name is Chris Olson. I'm the Chief of Police for the University of Arizona Police Department. I thank you all for being here today. Most importantly, I'd like to thank the crime victim survivors that have come forward to report these crimes. I realize how scary that is, and I commend their bravery. I'd like to take a moment to talk about safety on the University of Arizona campus. UAPD is committed to the safety of our community. It is our #1 responsibility and our greatest priority. We are working hand in hand with the Tucson Police Department to assist them in any way that we can to prevent future criminal acts and to help identify the individual or individuals committing these crimes. Moreover, UAPD is enhancing its patrol capabilities to provide a higher level of visibility and engagement. UAPD will utilize police officers, safety aides, and student community service officers to accomplish this. We're also asking our safety partners at the university, those include facility management, as well as parking and transportation services, to be vigilant and to report any suspicious vehicles or people to UAPD. We're working hard to saturate the campus within the area and outside the area. In addition to increasing the safety and security measures, we are working with TPD and other law enforcement partners to provide additional investigative and support services. I was brought into UAPD because of my strong regional partnerships, and I will leverage those partnerships to bring additional resources as needed. UAPD would like to remind the campus community about the following safety tips. First, maintain your situational awareness. If you're wearing ear pods, don't wear two. Take one out so you can hear things around you. Avoid walking alone, especially during dark hours. Utilize options for transportation to include ASUA's Safe Ride program, Uber, Lyft, or taxi services. You can also download the Live Safe app. You can do that from the Apple Store or the Google Market. There's a Safe Walk program within the app that will allow a friend to monitor your walk. You can learn more about that app from our website at www.uapd.arizona.edu. Finally, you may call UAPD and request an escort. Well, at times there may be a delay. We will work very hard and do everything we can do to get someone there to help you get to your location safely. I again want to thank the Tucson Police Department, Chief Chad Kazmar, Assistant Chief Chris Dennison for their leadership, their diligence, and their sense of urgency. This is a valuable partnership that I look forward to growing. Again, we thank those who came forward to report these crimes, and we echo the Tucson Police Department. If you have information about these crimes, call 911 or 88-CRIME. You may remain anonymous. UAPD will update the campus community as we receive relevant information. As you know, one of these crimes, or one of these cases, involved a sex crime. Because of that, I'd like to introduce Jess Glass-Walsh, lead survivor advocate for the University of Arizona's Survivor Advocacy Program, to talk about valuable resources and support available to our campus community. Thank you.
Hello. As mentioned, my name is Jess Glass-Walsh, and I work as a lead survivor advocate in the Survivor Advocacy Program. Our program is stationed under CAPS, the Counseling and Psych Services, and so we work closely with our counselors to provide confidential support to students subjected to interpersonal violence. What this can mean is that students who have conversations with us or counselors can have conversations without fear of that information going anywhere that they're not ready for, and they can also seek information before sending that information to law enforcement or reporting to the university. As an office, we provide free, confidential, long-term support to all students. This includes situations on campus, this includes off campus, it could be situations prior to them being students at our university, and it could also occur in other states. Survivor Advocacy Services consists of, but is not limited to, academic assistance and communications with professors. It also consists of assistance in education engaging with reporting entities like law enforcement, the Office of Institutional Equity, as well as the Dean of Students Office. We provide accompaniment to any hearings and meetings that occur on or off campus. We also help with safety planning. A large part of this could be accessing orders of protection, injunctions against harassment, and no contact orders to the university. We also help with court accompaniment, so any hearings that they have or any trials that may come up. And then additionally, we help them get support with on and off campus counseling services. Through all these processes that students may be exploring with us, we provide emotional support every step of the way. As of yesterday, we have supported close to 900 students over the past 4 to 5 years, and we are constantly trying to increase our services and serve more students and make sure that we are accessible to anyone who needs us. I can imagine our campus and community members may be experiencing heightened fear and stress for those directly affected, you may worry about your personal safety. For any survivors of interpersonal violence, this may be bringing up difficult memories or worries that you have with your own incidents. And for our parents and our guardians and our people back at home, you may be worried about who's going to protect your student, who's going to keep them safe. What I can say is that all these feelings are heightened too because it's finals and it's the end of the year. For anyone who's experienced distress or fear because of these incidents, please know that those feelings are valid, and also know that our office, CAPS, and our amazing campus and community resources are here to support you all. If you or someone you know had an odd interaction, no matter how big or how small it is, we're here to help, and we're ready to help support you processing that information and figuring out, is there a place that could go? For our students directly impacted who are not ready to report, but want support or to talk through with a confidential resource, you can reach out to the Survivor Advocacy Program, and our staff will connect with you as soon as possible. Ways to reach out to us could be through our website, survivorsupport.arizona.edu. We also have a secure phone that voicemails can be left on, and that number is 520-621-5767. Additionally, with our sibling counseling program, all students should be aware that they will be open throughout the break. For survivor support counseling, the first appointment is always free, and the next appointments are low to no cost. Thank you. Additionally, I want to talk about safety measures due to the incident of sexual assault that occurred. And so for things that we want individuals to be aware of, we want to make sure that they know that consent goes both ways. It's Arizona policy as well as university policy that consent be included throughout the entire experience. We also want people to know that sexual assault is never the fault of the person who is victimized. It's the behavior of the perpetrator that is wrong. We want to make sure that if anyone has a feeling that they may have been sexually abused or assaulted, that they know that it may be recommended to report to law enforcement as immediately as possible. And also we have more information for safety tips on the Live Safe app for our students and the Wildcat Safety Guide. Thank you.
Chief Olson, I'll be available for questions.
I have just three. I can do them rapidly that way. I can speed this up. At what point does a sketch artist come into play with cases like this?
So we do have 2 sketch artists on our staff, and we're currently exploring with both witnesses and victims if they will be able to create a sketch for us and be able to publish that. So that's something we're actively exploring.
And I did notice on 7th and Vine that there was one of those blue emergency posts. Was that utilized at all for that incident, or did all victims call 911?
Yeah, I don't believe it was. On the 7th and Vine incident, I believe they contacted UAPD directly, and then UAPD contacted us.
And my last question, is it still fair to say that all victims were just college-age girls?
Yeah, we can confirm that all 3 were U of A students.
Okay.
I have a question. Oro Valley Police, U.S. Marshals, FBI, what is the role that they're playing in this investigation?
Yeah, so when this first occurred, in addition to reaching out to the FBI, in addition to working with UAPD, I contacted the FBI and made them aware of what we had. They offered up resources as needed. As this continued and progressed, we again contacted ASAC Myron Bird with FBI. He offered up their ability to help process any evidence that may be potentially needed through Quantico, and some of the technology evidence that we're actively seeking right now to help expedite the process and get those returns so we can develop those leads quicker. Oro Valley Police is, at the behest, I believe, of Chief Olson, has been working with our personnel to augment patrol resources and surveillance resources in and around the University of Arizona. And the U.S. Marshals also offered assistance in surveillance, and we're going to be utilizing them as well.
In terms of that response in and around campus, what kind of details can you add about what patrols we'll see in the area on foot, cars, what kind of surveillance and patrol responses?
So I can tell you we will have increased patrol responses in there. I don't want to get into some of the other stuff that we're doing just because the investigation is ongoing. And I will let Chief Olson talk about his patrol deployments.
Yeah, what's important for us is that our community feels a sense of safety, and so high visibility patrol engagements will occur within the surrounding areas. We want to balance that with our surveillance techniques as well, but we don't want to get too much into some of the methods.
This was brought up a little bit, but just what is your message out there to community members in those neighborhoods as well as students at the U of A community who is fearful right now?
Well, between the Tucson Police Department and UAPD, we recognize that safety is our #1 responsibility, and again, our greatest priority. The University of Arizona campus in the surrounding area is relatively safe, very, very, very low violent crime rates. We do have larcenies and other crimes, but we have a very low violent crime rate. So I want people to feel safe and understand that both the Tucson Police Department and UAPD will be out in force to ensure or to enforce safety.
Chief, what do you tell these victims? What do you say to them?
That's a tough question, Lupita. Probably best for Jess, but you know, we always feel a sense of responsibility as chiefs and members of law enforcement. You know, safety is our responsibility, and I always feel that we can do a better job, and we need to do a better job. And so, once crime like this occurs, what we offer all the resources we can and the support we can to these crime victims.
7th and Vine specifically had a lot of foot traffic. Were there any other witnesses to these crimes with not just 7th and Vine, but the other 2 incidents as well?
Our personnel have spoken with some witnesses. We were using that information to help develop other investigative leads. Again, I don't want to get into too many details on that end, but yes, we have identified witnesses in the area as well as the victims.
Did the witnesses give the same description of the man as the victims?
We do have similar descriptions, yes.
Thank you.
Is there any sort of age range for the suspect?
For the suspect, we're looking at, we think he's going to be a little bit older, potentially 30 to 40s, but we're not entirely sure with the descriptions we have.
Do these victims, besides being college students, appear to have anything in common?
No, we found no connection between the victims other than the fact that they were U of A students in that general area.